Hey guys, it's Sandy. So I've got another what I eat in a day video for you. And this one is times 4 days. So it wasn't 4 consecutive days. It was days when I remembered to pick up my phone and actually film because I forgot a lot of times. But I want to share this with you because it's so nice to get ideas from other people whenever we're kind of stuck in a rut and wondering what to make for dinner. So these will give you a breakfast, lunch, and dinner of each day. Now, many of you know that I have done intermittent fasting and that's how I lost my weight. And I've been able to maintain that weight loss also. But I did learn that my regimen of sticking to, we're eating between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. every day, that your body will get into a plateau. So I lost the weight just fine. But then I learned I need to keep things kind of mixed up so that my body doesn't get just stuck. Now I'm at a healthy weight. I like where I am. I just want to stay there, but I need to maintain that. If you're somebody who is still trying to lose the weight, this still works the same. That you can't be on the same exact thing every single day. You can for a while. You got to do that for a while. You got to get your body, used to it, and you got to get your weight down. But then you got to mix things up some also. So some days I'll eat at 8 a.m. Other days I eat at 10 or 11 a.m. Some days I don't even eat until 12 or 1 as my first meal, just because I'm busy and I'm out doing stuff and I don't have time or a place to go and get food. Or maybe I just don't want to that day because I want to extend my fast out. So I mix it up, but I normally still eat 3 times a day. I've got 8 hours to eat in. That's a long time. But these are some ideas for you also. And I made sourdough for the first time. So I'm sharing this in here also because it was a success and it was good. And it gives that fermented food that's so good for the gut. So anyway, enjoy this. See if it helps you to get some good ideas. I'm going to stick the recipes that I can find down in the description. I'm a big wing it kind of person also. Like I just kind of throw things together a lot of times, but what I can find, I'll stick down into the description to give you some recipes. People have asked for that before. Here we go. What I eat in a day times 4 days. Roll it. So day 1, this is a go-to breakfast whenever I have time. And by breakfast, I mean whatever time of the day you break your fast. So you know that I've done intermittent fasting in the past. I still do it most days. Some days I don't. But this is just a basic one for me, if I have time, is some fried eggs, half a plate of vegetables, and a homemade blueberry muffin, which I made out of fresh milled wheat. And then I also made sourdough bread this week for the first time ever. So I just took some of the sourdough and toasted it, and this was my lunch. I almost always keep boiled eggs in the refrigerator. So I just made some egg salad and had this and an apple on the side. It was absolutely delicious. So the sourdough is also made out of fresh milled wheat. I'm just trying some new things, getting some more nutrition in our meals. Then for dinner that night, we had this chicken dish. My daughter actually made it for us. She found it on TikTok. Delicious. It had sun-dried tomatoes in it. And then a half a plate of vegetables, doing the balanced plate method that I've taught before. I didn't have any grains with dinner just because I had had plenty during the day. And then day 2, this was my first meal of the day, is that sourdough bread again, which I put olive oil on and everything bagel. I toasted it, put some avocado and tomatoes on it, and then I fried a couple eggs. And then I like to top it with some Cholula just to give it a little bit more flavor. Put some salt on there. It's absolutely delicious. By going to the freshly milled wheat, which I've been learning a lot from Sue Becker about, there's just so much nutrition in it. Okay, so here was my lunch. I make this salad all the time. It's just a bunch of vegetables, olives, and throw on a can of tuna with some dressing. So here was dinner that night. I had a spaghetti squash that I had to use up, so I made a pasta sauce using sausage is what we did. It just gives more flavor to it. And I put mine over spaghetti squash and put some Parmesan cheese. The rest of the family ate theirs over spaghetti noodles. And then I just put a salad on the side. So this was a lot of vegetables for me. It was actually so good. I like spaghetti squash, but I had to use that up. It had been sitting on my counter for way too long. And then we each had a piece of sourdough bread. I just took these pictures before I put the bread on the plate. Day 3, I had a bowl of overnight oats, which I actually made a video. I'm going to share this because you use Greek yogurt in it, so it is full of protein and the fiber you need, topping it with some apples and walnuts or whatever kind of fruit or nuts that you want. It will keep you full for a long time because of the protein that is in it. So I'm going to share that video, but this was my day 3 breakfast that I started off to break my fast for the day. I like a salad for lunch because it's easy for me to just grab things out of the refrigerator and throw a bunch of stuff in a bowl together. I like to have vegetables always available. This is one of the favorite salads. I put French fried onions on, and that was my lunch. Now, this is one of my favorite things too. I love Cuban black beans over rice with cilantro and some green onions, and it is absolutely such a delicious dish. So we had this for supper on day 3. So day 4, this is what I broke my fast with for the day. Now, many of you know that I did intermittent fasting, and that's how I was able to lose my weight. What I learned though is that I can't break my fast at the same time every day. I need to mix it up for my body so that my metabolism keeps going. So today, it was actually a late day for me to have my first dinner. It wasn't until noon. Usually I'll have it at 10, 11, sometimes 8 a.m. Today it was at noon, so that's why I had that as my first meal, something that was in the refrigerator. And then I wasn't very hungry, so I just had a snack later in the day. Had an orange, a handful of almonds. It was good fat, good fiber, kept me full because my husband was firing up the pizza oven for dinner. Our kids were coming over, and I knew I was having pizza. So delicious wood-fired pizza. I am not afraid of eating carbs, but when I knew that I was having pizza for dinner, I wanted to plan during the day, so I didn't eat a bunch of carbs during the day, so I could really enjoy the pizza with our kids that evening. But since I've lost the weight, I also want to be smart about how I do things so I can maintain the weight loss. So intermittent fasting still works for me, but I also am smart about the foods that I eat. So if I know I'm having pizza in the dinner, for dinner, then I'm not going to eat a ton of carbs during the day. And also trying to be smarter about like the fresh milled wheat. It's just so much healthier. So it's good grains to eat, and eating the balanced plate. Half of it vegetables, 1/4 protein, 1/4 a good healthy grain. And I just feel like I can maintain a healthy life and not feel like I am being constricted, and I can keep the weight off. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope it gave you some good ideas. Until next time, I'm out.